The maintenance division is we are in the process of hiring boots on the ground people. Right. So Pete is actually in Clarksville today interviewing boots on the ground people. We act fast. As soon as we close on the facility, we're going to hire somebody and start training them to take care of all of the boots on the ground stuff. Okay. So he's there. He's interviewed 2 people. And we'll get that going. We'll get that going here over in the next couple of days. We'll get them out there and start training. Okay. So boots on the ground is really kind of the very first step for us, because we have so many facilities, and we can't manage them ourselves. We have to hire somebody to just be that one person. Now, these are both, these are not full-time jobs. These facilities that we have, these are not full-time jobs. These are, just, part-time jobs, maybe probably either 8 to 16 hours a week, depending on how much work we need. We always tell everybody in the beginning it's going to be about 16 hours a week, just because it takes a little while for us to get going. And then after that, it could take anywhere from 8 to 16 hours a week. Right. It's so funny too, because we put all of our ads on Indeed and put them out. And we have like a ridiculous amount of people that, that especially for the part-time boots on the ground people, they really want that. And it's like a lot of people, there's a stigma in the industry where that's like very hard to find. I'm going to tell you, if you can just put the ad on Indeed and pay a little bit of money for that, you can get some. And then what you do is you set up like some good questions, to ask to ask the applicants. I mean, we find honestly really good people, that, can work for us. So that's kind of our process for hiring the boots on the ground person, is just putting an ad on Indeed. Okay, so that's what Pete is doing right now, is really hiring that boots on the ground person to get them trained so they can really do all the walkthroughs and do everything that needs to get done. The main thing that we're working on is this. We've got to get those tenants into the system, right? We've got to be able to take payments. We've got to get those contracts signed. We have one person dedicated to just doing that. All right. And that's a transfer ownership is what it is for us. And then we've got now Pete trying to hire the boots on the ground people. Okay. So that's where we're at with the 2 facilities. So within the last 7 days, we have bought $5 million worth of storage. And it's been nuts to get to this point, because the last month or so was very, very difficult for us. But we got there. Luckily, everything worked out. And we closed on both of the facilities, and we're just working through that now. So what I wanted to show you guys today, what I wanted to go over is I talked a little bit about the management stuff for us, right? And the reason I kind of bring that up is because I'm actually in the process right now of selling 3 of my facilities. Our very first handful of facilities that we bought were, like small facilities, just like I teach, right? Just like small facilities. And luckily when I got into storage, not people wanted to get into storage, honestly. That was like back in the day when we were still just coming out of the bubble, and people were like really kind of going towards multifamily. So not a lot of people really wanted to get into storage. And so it was really a good time for me to be in the storage industry, because I could just drive around and just talk to owners and then just give them an offer, and they'd be like, yeah, all right, let's do it. So we bought 3 facilities, and I want to go over those because I want to go through the liquidations process that I'm going through, because we are selling like 3 of our facilities right now. I talk to a lot of owners. You don't even know how many owners I talk to on a weekly basis, and how many offers we put in, how many deals we look at. I looked today, I had a weekly team meeting with my virtual assistants, and we analyzed 30 deals today. All right. And we put offers in probably half of those, and we're getting a good handful, probably 5 of those under contract. Okay. So I analyze on a weekly basis. I'm analyzing a lot of deals. And, the one thing that's really frustrating to me is that, first of all, I've talked about this several times on some of my past, training sessions. And I did one just maybe a month ago or a couple weeks ago on the difference between talking to realtors on Crexy versus talking to owners. Okay. And when you talk to owners and you're cold calling owners to see if they want an offer, they're not ready to sell. They are not ready to sell. And so, to get all the information that you need in order to run deal analysis is really like pulling teeth, honestly. And so you just have to be really patient in that process, and you have to really be on top of everything in order to get all that. But, so when I see that, I see how difficult it is to get information. And honestly, the truth is even when you go on, if you talk to a realtor and you're getting information, like, realtors contact me all the time and say, look, I have a deal ready. I mean, I had one guy that like a realtor contact me. He's like, I have a deal in Arkansas. Do you want to take a look at that? And I said, yeah, sure. And he sent me like one document, which was like a spreadsheet with some numbers on it. And I'm like, okay, like I'm supposed to make a decision on whether I want this deal, like with just this one document. I was like, where are all the things that I need, right? That I need. So whatever I need in order to run deal analysis, and in the same respect, whatever a buyer is, whenever a buyer is looking at the deal, they're also going to need that information, right? And whenever a lender is looking at that deal, they are also going to need that information. So, a lot of people don't realize that, a lot of information to kind of give you a good overview of kind of if it's a good deal or not, right? Now, in order to run a quick deal analysis, I say this over and over again, you don't need like P&Ls and balance sheets and all this kind of stuff. Like you just need like certain numbers, and you need the question to be, okay, I'm going to run my numbers on the information that you gave me, but can you prove this information? Because if you can prove it, then this is going to be my offer, right? It's going to be somewhere around this. But if you can't prove this information, then I can't really give you an offer. And so that's the question that we ask the owners all the time is, can you prove that information? So in the same respect, me selling my properties, I wanted to be able to say, yes, I can prove the numbers that I'm showing everybody in this pitch that I'm pitching to everybody. So I wanted to just go through that with you, my pitch on the 3 facilities that were selling, and give you an idea of like how we put all the information together to run deal analysis, so you get an idea. And then at the same time, all that same information is exactly what you're going to need when you want to sell your facilities, right? Or if somebody wants to look at your facilities. Okay.